Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center here to congratulate you on your purchase of your Keystone Bullet 290 BHS. I'm here to walk you around the unit, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. As you see, you have this huge awning here. Make sure you have room for that to come out. Over on your off campsite, you have this big slide. Make sure there's room for that to come out with nothing to impede it. Nothing hanging over top of it preferably. And then where your water and electricity hookups are. Your water is going to hook up toward the front of your unit on your off campsite or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. And your power hookup is all the way on the rear of the unit. So park accordingly so that you can utilize the facilities, electric and water at the campsite. As soon as you arrive, we're going to unhook our hitch. Hitch man will tell you how to do that. I'll show you how to work your power tongue jack. You do have a docking light should you arrive at night. And simply retract or extend to bring up or down. I do recommend getting a stick-on level for the side of your unit. Put it about the middle on your off campsite so it's not where you can see it, but you can look at it when you get to the campsite. Make sure your unit's level. Now should you lose power, there's a manual crank for a manual override on this. Speaking of power, check your battery post now and then. Make sure them haven't wiggled loose. You are bouncing the house down the road. And once you've got our unit level, next thing you do is stabilize your unit. On all four corners of your unit, you have stabilizing jacks. And they're all power. Over here in your docking station, up toward the top, let's turn on your light here. You extend or retract your auto leveling system. These are your rear. This is the front. I'm going to run the front down. But I do recommend our jack pads. Put jack pads on the ground. They're going to protect your stabilizing feet. As you see, one will go down before the other. You can protect your stabilizing feet from dirt, debris, hot blacktop. And it's going to better distribute the weight. Keep it from sinking. So you're only going to want to run these down until right there. If you feel the unit start to move up at all, don't bring them down any further. Remember, these are stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. So once you have all four of those down, we will hook up our power and water. Coming all the way to the back of the unit. The power cord will be stored in your storage area. And here you have your 30 amp service. The way these new ones come on. Untwist. So you put it in, line the grooves up, and then turn it to the right. Then put on your gray washer. At the end of this 30 amp service, should you need to plug into 110, in your convenience pack is a 30 to 110 adapter. You got our power hooked up. We're going to hook up our water. Now I've made this real simple, Keystone has. Coming in here to the control panel, you have a city water connect and a freshwater connect and a black tank flush. We're going to hook up the city water connect. However, before hook it up, you're going to use your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this when putting water into your unit. Hook it up, hook your hose up, but don't turn your water on yet. Let's go find your hot water. Over on your campsite, just to the left of your doorway, is your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point is returning the drain plug. Just making sure your drain plug's still in there. I believe that's 1 1/8 inches. May have left it out from last time you were camping and drained your hot water heater. Now once that's in, you can go ahead and turn on your hose. Once your hose has been running for a little while, you're going to come up here and you're going to bleed your lines. Air is going to come out, air is going to come out, and then eventually a nice flow of water is going to come out of here. Don't worry about anything down here getting wet. That's what this is made for. So once water's coming out here, we know that our hot water heater is full and we can light it from inside. Now should you be camping and you're not going to be using City Water Connect, you're going to use potable water. We're going to go back over the other side. So up here in the middle is your freshwater connect. Simply open this up and fill your tank. Again, same way, bleed your hot water heater of the air, and you can turn on your hot water heater from inside once you know that it's full. However, when using your freshwater connectors, when you're going to want to use your water pump, you turn that on from inside. Don't turn on your water pump when using City Water Connect. It already is pressurized. So we've got our water and electricity hooked up. I'm going to walk you around the unit, show you how to use a few other things. So this is where you'll winterize your unit. Off and on. And water heater bypass for when you do winterize it. You can bypass your water heater and keep the antifreeze from going into your water heater. You also have a spray port here with this hose that hooks up to that. There's another one on the other side. You can spray the unit off with that. Again, your power equalizing jacks. This is where your cable and electricity will hook up. There's a hole to run your hose down through. Over on your off campsite, not too much to talk about. The black and gray tanks are back here. Talk about them when leaving the campsite. Big storage, it goes quite a ways in there. On your back of your unit, your power and your spare tire. I recommend getting a cover for that. You don't want that to dry rot out on you. Up top, you do have a Furion backup camera prep. Should you decide to purchase the piece from our store that sits on the dash of your tow vehicle, electronically communicates with this, giving you a backup camera. Your big awning. On this, I wanted to show you when you run it out, you're only going to want to run it out until that flat falls down to 90 degrees. One more thing to show you is this pitch arm. Should it be raining and you're camping down at that end and you want the water to come off down here, simply pull down on this and that tilts your awning and all your water will run off on this end. You can do that from either end. Extra steps for your back door. Here's your other spray port I told you about. Outdoor kitchen. You do have magnets to hold these up. It's great. Real easy on this outdoor kitchen. You pull it out. Back behind it is this long hose that you'll run down underneath a Bluetooth speaker that'll go in there. From the front, your propane does have a regulator. Simply point the arrow toward which tank you wish to use. Again, check your battery post. Up front here, this is a little connection for satellite hookup. Should you decide to hook a satellite panel up, you can lay it on the ground here and it'll trickle charge your batteries. And back around to your docking station. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look inside your unit. Coming up inside your unit, first thing I want you to take note of is where your fire extinguisher is. Make sure that everyone's camping with you knows where the fire extinguisher is. It's always going to be at your entry doorway. This is your thermostat. Turn on a fan to cool, to furnace, to off. Raise and lower your temperature here. You can just turn a fan on. Up above that's your control panel. This is to extract and extend your awning. This is for your one slide. Here's where you turn on your water heater if you're hooked up to gas. Over here if you're hooked up to electricity. Using potable water, dry camping, here's where you turn on your water pump. And here's some lighting. Up here is where you check your levels. Your battery, all your tanks. Keep an eye on them. When they start to get full, that's when you might want to dump them. Straight ahead in the unit, a couple things to note. On the bottom, 12 volt carbon monoxide detector. The reason I mention this is 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you're not plugged in, nothing charging your battery, I recommend if you leave for the day to disconnect your battery so this doesn't run your battery down. Up above that, access panel to your fuse box and breaker box. Looks like you got a variety there, 10, 15, quite a few 15s, a 20 and a 40. So I highly recommend you have a handful of those with you when you go camping. We carry those in our store as well. Don't forget you do have a 10% off coupon to use. Coming around your unit, I think you may have seen a little pop-up USB 110 ports. Push in the red button to bring it down. Coming over to your stove here, this glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Simply set to the flame, hit the spark, and you have flame. Up above that, you have a fan and a light, and a self-explanatory microwave. Coming to your fridge, your Dometic fridge. In your freezer at the top is your control panel. Here's where you turn your unit on. Right now it's set to auto. Auto means that when you're plugged in, it's running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, it will switch to gas. Or lift that up and now it's running off gas. Shut it off. We recommend you plug your camper in a couple hours before hitting the road. Let your fridge get nice and cold so it'll keep the food cold as you travel the road. Your Furrion television does have a safety strap for travel. Below that, your sound system, indoor outdoor speakers. Furrion's made a really cool system. You can play your music indoors, outdoors, or both. You have presets, auxiliary hookup, headphone, USB ports. Coming into your bathroom, I do want to mention you have plumbing to keep an eye on. There, behind your toilet and in your sink. Just maintain it like you would at home. It's mostly PEX. In your bathroom is your GFCI reset on your 110 in here. Coming out of your bathroom, your bunk areas with their own lights. USB ports up top there. And down low, they do have storage. This will fold up for extra storage here if you need it. The sofas are on what I call a parachute pole. On the right side of each one will be a little handle down in here. Looks like that. Reach in there and pull it, and your chaise recliner will come out. These are a wall-away version as well, so as you recline forward, it slides away from the wall. So that will lay right down. You have to bring everything back for yourself. You lean forward, that'll bring it back up, push this down with your legs. Little cups, little storage for the remote. Speaking of remotes, there it is, along with your remote for your Furrion sound system. Now this table will fold down. Simply pull on this handle, release that, and your table will come down and set on these lips. I recommend lifting these cushions before bringing the table down, and then take your outside cushions and put them in the middle and you have a bed there. Not much talk about your bedroom other than you have a laundry chute which will access down to your storage down there, and up top USB ports, 110s, and all this storage. I know a lot of people have CPAP machines now, so they took that into consideration in designing this. And up here is your cable and satellite and hookup if you want a television in here. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close everything up. So the first thing I want you to do is make sure that nothing is going to impede the slides. Nothing's going to be in the way of the slide coming in. You only have the one. Simply come up to your control panel and hit in. This will run in about 10 seconds. As you see, you need everything to be clear. Batten down the hatches and make sure nothing's going to be tossed around. And your slide will stop. We'll shut off all the lights in the unit and head on out. One thing I want to mention on these solid steps is to make sure you have your door all the way open. So coming out here, you just want to make sure this door is all the way open before bringing this up. You do have adjustable feet with cotter pins on the end of your step. Bring it in slowly. Turn the handle right or left and that'll lock that in there. Close your exterior door. Lift and turn your handle. Lock and deadbolt your unit. Come around here. You're going to pull this drain. Bleed your lines on your hot water heater, then pull that drain. We're going to bring up our stabilizer jacks. Back up here and do that. Then we're going to hit our low point drains. We have one there toward the front of the unit in the blue, and on the other side, just underneath the steps, a red and blue one. So you can open up those valves and dump the clean water out. And you're going to come grab your sewage hose from your convenience pack. Come back here, go up to the dump station, hook your sewage hose up. Once you do, you're going to pull your right handle, which is going to be black. Now once it sounds like that's empty, you're going to come back up here and you're going to take the hose from the dump station. Again, you're going to hook up your water pressure regulator and you're going to hook up to your black tank flush. Make sure you leave your black tank open when you do this. Turn on your hose and let that run for about 5 minutes. That's going to spray out your black tanks and clean it out nice for you. After you've done that, shut your water off, remove the hose, come back to the rear again, close your black tank, and pull your gray handle on the left. After that sounds like it's no longer draining, remove your hose, come to your bumper, and store your sewage hose conveniently in your bumper. Again, we thank you from TradeWinds for choosing this bullet. Hope you enjoy it for many years to come. Happy camping.